What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel at PJ3 Sports. Earlier I discussed in my YouTube video UFC 283. I broke it down. I'm going to break down now the NFL Divisional playoffs. Let's get into it.
Money, money, money team. Money, 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 money team.
Back, guys. So we got 4 divisional games this weekend. These are very exciting games. Let's get right into it. So the first one, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Kansas City Chiefs. That game is going to be played at 4:30. The Chiefs are given 9 points in this game. The number is moved up to 9. I think it was around 8.5. And the over-under is 52 points. So in this game, what I see it coming down to is Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, the connection between those two. They've had this connection for so long. I believe Jacksonville is going to have a hard time stopping Patrick Mahomes. And, the Chiefs are not just good throwing the ball down the field, but they also can run the ball very efficiently with Jared McKinnon and Isaiah Pacheco. Getting those guys involved is going to be a factor. But also the weapons they have outside, Valdez-Scantling, Juju Smith-Schuster, Kadarius Toney. There's plenty of other guys, and Travis Kelce. I think Patrick Mahomes getting outside the pocket, using his legs, will be a huge factor. Jacksonville is going to have to push Mahomes. They're going to have to come at him forward. They cannot let him move to the outside, and they're going to have to get some turnovers in this game. So they're going to have to play very aggressive and be able to be very physical with the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are going to be able to move up and down the field very consistently. I don't think Jacksonville's going to do enough to stop them. On the flip side, for Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence, I believe he's going to have a lot of confidence going into this game from the Chargers game last week. He struggled early, and then you saw him excel in the second half. But first things first, they have to get the running game going. Travis Etienne, he's going to have to play a factor in this game. But also the wideouts, Christian Kirk, Marvin Jones. You have to get those guys involved. The Chiefs, what they lack is their secondary. Their up front is very tough, very physical, but in their secondary, they're very young and very inexperienced. I think Jacksonville will be able to excel against this Chiefs secondary and utilize their strengths in the passing game. So ultimately, for my pick in this game, I'm going to take the over 52. I'm not going to take a side. I think both teams are going to be able to move up and down the field very efficiently, and I see this as being a very high-scoring game. All right, so in the next game, we got the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles are 7.5-point favorites, and the over-under is 48. Some are at 47.5 on some sports books. But this is a good matchup at Philly at 8:15 on Saturday night. So the way I look at this game is start with the Giants. The New York Giants have made an impressive run. We saw their win last week against Minnesota. Incredible performance by Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley in that offensive front. I think this is going to be a tough matchup for the Giants. They've already played them twice this year. They got blown out the first time they played, and then the second time the Giants sat their starters in Week 18 and the bench played, but Philly ended up winning in a 7 to 8 point win. So for New York, Daniel Jones has to be efficient. He has to be able to get the ball out quickly to his guys like Saquon Barkley and also his receivers, Darius Slayton, Isaiah Hodgins, and Richie James. What Daniel Jones cannot do is hold on to the ball. You're going up against a top 10 defense in the Philadelphia Eagles who has had over 69 sacks this year. They're leading the NFL in sacks. So look for Philly to put pressure on Daniel Jones on that offensive line. That offensive line is struggling, and especially on the right tackle. And Daniel Jones does not perform well when his offensive line is having problems. So watch out for that. For the Philadelphia Eagles, all the questions right now are on Jalen Hurts, on his shoulder. Is he going to be 100%? How is this bye week, helped him? Is this too long or is this too short? Will he not be ready? I see Jalen Hurts being very effective in this game. knowing that he was a full participant on Tuesday. He was able to practice the whole day. That's all we've heard. But knowing Jalen Hurts, knowing the confidence he possesses, especially this year coming into this season, I believe he will want to put on a show in front of his fans. I believe A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, they're going to have to get involved in this game. Also, Dallas Goedert and the running game is going to have to be efficient for Philadelphia. What I see as a key matchup on this side is the Giants' defensive line versus the Philadelphia Eagles' offensive line. Can the Giants get to Jalen Hurts? Can they force the ball out of his hands, making him throw to that second and third read and not letting him sit back in the pocket to have all day and throw it downfield? That's going to be a key matchup. And we're talking about the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line. They are number 1 in the NFL this year at pass protection. So this is not a great matchup for the Giants. So ultimately, I am going to lean with the Philadelphia Eagles. And instead of taking them at 7.5, I'm going to buy a point and take them at 6.5. So I think the Philadelphia Eagles will win by a touchdown or more in this game. So on the third game this week in the NFL Divisional Playoffs, we got the Cincinnati Bengals and the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills are given 5.5 points at home, and the over-under is 49 points. This game will be played at 3 o'clock. This will be a very exciting matchup between Joe Burrow and Josh Allen. So let's start off with the Cincinnati side. With Joe Burrow, his weapons, Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, and, the running back as well, Joe Mixon. You have to include him there as well. The problem with Cincinnati is that they are missing 3 offensive linemen. So 3 starters are going to be out in this game, which is huge in a crucial game like this. So Joe Burrow, what he's going to have to do is he's going to have to get rid of the ball very quickly. He's going to have to be very efficient in his passing game. He has shown that he can deliver the ball very quick and be able to expose defenses. With Buffalo, they're going to have to get after Joe Burrow. And what Buffalo likes to do is they like to send a lot of their pass rushers, their linebackers, as well as the defense that ends up front. So look for them to do that. And in the secondary, watch the matchup between Tre'Davious White and Jamar Chase. That's an intriguing matchup to watch. I think Tre'Davious White will be on Jamar Chase for most of the game, and the crucial moments in the red zone are in big third down conversions. Look for that matchup. Jamar Chase is going to have to win that matchup for Cincinnati if they're going to be able to stay in this game. And as for Buffalo, with Josh Allen and the crew, they're going to have to be able to be effective throwing the ball downfield like they did against Miami early on in that game. They struggled later on, were able to get the win. The running game was very effective. I don't think it's going to be very effective in this game against Cincinnati. Cincinnati is very tough up front. Their linebackers and their defensive line are very elite. They're a very elite group, and I think Buffalo is going to have to stick to the air game where Cincinnati actually lacks. You saw them get exposed against the Baltimore Ravens with Tyler Huntley last week. Missed assignments, got guys wide open downfield. So Cincinnati's going to have to get that cleaned up because you have guys like Stephon Diggs, Gabriel Davis, Dawson Knox coming at you. That's going to be a problem. So for this pick in this game, this is a tough one. I can't pick a side. 5.5. I don't like a side in this game, so I'm going to take the over 49 points in this game. I think both offenses are very elite. I also think both defenses are very elite as well. But I think Joe Burrow will be able to keep the Bengals in this game, and I think Josh Allen will do what Josh Allen needs to do in this game to get the W. I think the Bills will win this game, but I do like the over as my best bet. All right, so now we are going to our last matchup of the week. We got the Dallas Cowboys versus the San Francisco 49ers, my favorite matchup. The San Francisco 49ers are given 3.5 points at home, and the over-under is 46.5. This will be played at San Francisco at 6:30. So in this game, let's start off with San Francisco's side. Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. He's not Mr. Irrelevant anymore. Brock Purdy has been sensational as a starter for the San Francisco 49ers. Has won every game he's been in and has been very effective doing it with Christian McCaffrey, with Brandon Ayuk, with Deebo Samuel, and George Kittle. San Francisco, they have had a lot of success by giving Brock Purdy the time he needs to throw the ball downfield and connect with those top wide receivers and big George Kittle downfield. And also Christian McCaffrey being able to run the ball very effectively, finding holes through that offensive line of San Fran that has been so dominant this year, and making big plays. So for this matchup, I see one thing that's going to have to happen if Dallas wants a shot at staying in this game and possibly winning it, is that defensive front of Dallas versus the offensive line of San Francisco. That pass rush has to get to Brock Purdy. I see what Dallas has to do to stay in this game is that defensive front is going to have to win the matchup against the offensive front of San Francisco. They are going to have to get to Brock Purdy. They are going to have to surround him, make him, force the ball out of his hands quickly to his receivers and to Christian McCaffrey and Elijah Mitchell. Dallas cannot sit back and let Brock Purdy run the show. Micah Parsons, that Van Der Esch, the rest of that group, DeMarcus Lawrence, they're going to have to get to Brock Purdy. They're going to have to beat out that offensive line of San Francisco. The secondary of Dallas has been pretty decent, but they are if you're counting on them to win this game, I don't see it happening. I see the pass rush being the main factor in this game for Dallas. For the other side, for the Cowboys offense, Dak Prescott looked phenomenal in his last game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, almost perfect. He was connecting with Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, Dalton Schultz twice in the end zone, and also Tony Pollard had a great game as well. He's going to have to get in sync with those guys in this game against the number one defense in San Francisco that has been phenomenal all year. And this is very similar to, as I talked about with San Francisco's offense and Dallas's defense. Dallas's offensive line has to win the battle with San Francisco's defensive line. They just have to. They have to be physical, especially with guys like Nick Bosa and Armstead up front. You know, Dallas is going to have to give Dak Prescott enough time to throw the ball, make reads downfield, connecting with his receivers, and trusting in his wide receiver core against San Francisco's secondary. San Francisco's secondary has looked a little questionable. You saw it last game against Seattle. Jimmy Ward and a couple of the other corners got beat down by Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. And I could see that happening in this matchup if Dallas plays the right way. If they move the ball downfield, convert, start out quick, convert on those first downs and those second downs, don't force third and longs, get to those third and threes, third and fours, and moving the ball down the field and control this game, they have a great chance of not only covering it, but winning it. So my best bet is going to be the Dallas Cowboys at +3.5. I think Dallas has a great chance of winning this game. So I'm going to go through my bets again one more time for you guys. I am taking the Chiefs and Jaguars over 52. I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles at 6.5. I'm also taking the Bills game over 49, and the last one, the Cowboys +3.5. I also might sprinkle a little bit on the money line. Don't advise you guys to do it, but I might. As I want to implement a strategy for you guys for this week, for my top two picks are the Cowboys +3.5 and the over Chiefs Jaguars game at 52. Those are my strong bets. The other two are Philly at 6.5, the over Bengals game at 49. So if I advise you, if you're going to bet $50 this week, I would advise you guys to bet $15 on both Dallas and the over in the Chiefs game. And for $10, use it on the Eagles and the Bengals over. Thank you guys so much for watching my show. Like, comment, subscribe to my channel, PJ3 Sports. I'm also going to be giving out some feeds on Twitter this weekend. I'm going to be giving my teaser pick for the weekend. I hit last weekend, so please check it out. And hope you guys enjoyed the video, and go get them this weekend. Good luck.